Since the Middle Ages, stories about an infamous ghost emerged from around the world. Storytellers, including the Brothers Grimm, represented a past that never dies, but always haunts the living. This ghost legend is considered the most haunting of all ghost stories, even the scariest. Buckle up and brace yourselves to hear the legend of Sleepy Hollow, set in Sleepy Hollow, New York. The Headless Horseman. Set in 1790 near the former Dutch settlement of Tarrytown, also known as by some folks Greensburg. This ghostly tale resides by one of the most peaceful places of a valley surrounded by hills not too far from the village. Using Dietrich Knickerbocker as his persona, Washington Irving recalls himself shooting squirrels. The baying of his gun startles the zoozy silence near Sleepy Hollow itself. Dutch settlers originally dwelled in Sleepy Hollow. The dwellers themselves, nicknamed Sleepy Hollow Boys, recalls that Sleepy Hollow was bewitched by a high German doctor, while others stated an old Indian chief held his powwows there. To this day, Sleepy Hollow held the power of witchcraft, causing its victims to experience haunted sightings, twilight superstitions, trances, visions, and even hearing voices and music in the air. However, this infamous spirit of a commander-in-chief was said to be the apparition of a rider on horseback, Headless. Some said he was a ghost of a Hessian trooper whose head was taken away by the cannonball during the Revolutionary War. His hauntings were confined out to the church and its adjacent roads. He was seen riding his horse into battle, then hurrying back to the churchyard before daybreak. Introducing Ichabod Crane, a schoolmaster located in Connecticut. From assisting the farmers to sing the psalms in the neighborhood, he favored eyes on mothers as he spent time playing with children. Every day after his school was dismissed, he relaxed by the brook right next to his schoolhouse. Then he would go home to his farmhouse only to be struck by a witch's token, which is a beetle landing on his chest. He sang palms to the air as a form of his own protection. On evenings during the winter, he delights himself in company of Dutch wives, telling tales of ghosts and goblins, including the Headless Horseman. Then, one day, he crosses paths with a woman. Her name is Katrina Van Tassel. Her father was wealthy, but wasn't very proud of it. Ichabod would fancy himself designing the life of a wealthy farmer. Falling in love, Crane will find ways to win her heart. But there was a problem. He has a competition. This other man was Abraham Braun Van Brunt. His skills as a horseman and his Herculean frame exceeded his desirable expectations. Crane looks on as Brunt singles out Katrina Van Tassel. His heart filled with hopelessness as he doesn't want to lose her. So, to take his chances, he visited her house, where he sees how much Katrina's parents loved her. As Braun catches on, he challenges Crane to prostitution for the sole purpose of public humiliation by wrecking his schoolhouse, making Ichabod think it was all witchcraft or ghosts. As he sat on a stool in his schoolhouse, appeared a man dressed in black, messaging him about a gathering at Mynheer Van Tassel's. The next day, after class was over, Ichabod suited up in black. Borrowing a horse from the famous horseman Hans Van Ripper, he rode on, his knees almost up to his chest, in a hurry to see his potential love. Upon arriving at the castle of Heer Van Tassel, he sees brown bones next to his dead daredevil. Once inside the mansion full of guests was a table full of delights, from cakes to pies to fruits to bread and to juicy meat, such as roasted chicken. He was thankful as he ate with the others, telling all sorts of stories on ghosts and goblins, particularly including the Headless Horseman himself. Upon leaving the party, he lingered behind as he tries to take another chance with Katrina Van Tassel. As night grew by, all the stories of ghosts and goblins resurfaces in his mind, causing him to pursue for his home out of pure fear. Suddenly, he bumps into a tree known as the Major Andres tree. Looking on, he sees Lily Swamp just a distance away. Upon it, there was a bridge. He attempts to cross the bridge, but instead his horse comes to a halt and rams his side right into the fence. Then he saw it. A rider donned in black was a black horse charging straight at him. Poor Ichabod Crane had no absolute choice but to ride away as the black horse with his rider chases him. No matter what he does, the rider would copy him. The scary thing about the rider, as Ichabod later notices, was his head was getting carried while the body remained headless. Instead of continuing towards Sleepy Hollow, Ichabod's horse turned the opposite direction as if possessed by a demon. Hoping to reach the church as his form of safety, Ichabod would keep his horse going and going until he crossed the bridge. Looking around, he thought that the Headless Horseman disappeared. As he turns around, the Headless Horseman was already hurtling straight towards Crane, and suddenly hurls his head at him. He tries to dodge as best as he could, but instead, the head knocks him off of his horse as his horse and the Headless Horseman's horse runs right by him. The very next morning, Ichabod's horse comes to Hans Van Ripper's house. No saddle, no rider. Ichabod would wait and wait and wait all day for Ichabod's return. He was nowhere to be found, so he goes to search for him, but only found his hat at the church next to a smashed pumpkin. The next morning, people were gossiping and speculating that the Headless Horseman carried Ichabod Crane away and lived on without him, but the story still lived on. However, as I read the ending of this story by Washington Irving, what I read was that Abraham Brunt was in fact the Headless Horseman and only pranked them just to marry Katrina as his wife, and he actually successfully done so. So, that is the ghost story of the Headless Horseman. So, in case you guys want to keep watching this video and admire the drawing video at the end Alright? I'd rather you stay tuned and comment down below how you think I did the story. And I hope that you enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to give this a like and share this video so everyone else can get to know the ghost story of the Headless Horseman. And if you have not yet, also follow me on TikTok, where I post shorter videos, and well, take a moment to admire my finished drawing. And shoot, what was I about to say? By the way, you guys, happy Halloween. I genuinely thank you guys for watching me. I worked so hard on this drawing myself. My father suggested this to me, so shout out to my father. So he also wanted the pumpkin on his hand, like how I did it. And I did exactly how he wanted it to be. So that's a plus. So I want you guys to comment down below how I did the Headless Horseman drawing and how I told the backstory. And comment down below who I should draw next. So, just like I said, happy Halloween. Remember, there's always a cape of hope despite the hurt caused by the kryptonite. Don't be afraid to call to someone for help. Okay? I love you. May God bless you. And I hope you all have a very fantastic rest of your day, everyone. Okay? Bye. Love you.